Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zhenkong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubdan Darshi, homage to the three jewels of the altar, homage to the main deity of the good practice to this evening, Mahajundi Buddha Mother, Sumu, Danchen Katso Dutan Siddhi, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
你好，大家好。愛してる。사랑해。오라 믿고。개개롱 무쳐。스코인。一番。気持ちいい。準備。やぴ。プリプリン。こんばんは。
The greetings in all different languages.
我们是同修。
Today we had the group practice of Jundi Buddha Mother.
那也跟大家介绍了。
And I have
佛母的行仪，那么大家在
introduced
过去啊，我们八大本尊
Jundi Buddha Mother before, as well as all of the 8 primary deities.
也就是不再重提啊，不再重提。
So I will not repeat.
再过来好像是
And
是端午节了吧？啊
coming is the Dragon Festival
那么在美国呢是清明节
for the Chinese,
啊，在美国
and Memorial
好
Day
像是
in America
星期一吧？
this coming Monday,
那端午
right?
节是星期几？
And the Dragon Festival
啊，星
is
期五
on Friday.
啊，端午节是一个很大的
And it's a major festival
在华人来讲，
for Chinese speaking people.
所以有一个笑话，就是说有一个这个西方人
There is this
到
joke
了这个华人的地方，
that the Westerner
刚好
visited
碰到端午节，
a Chinese
的朋友
country or area, and it happened to be the Dragon Festival, so his friends invited him to eat the
粽子好吃吗？
rice dumpling wrapped in bamboo
他
leaves.
说：“哦，这
So
粽
the
子
friend asked him,
真的
so
是很好吃。”
was it delicious? And he replied, certainly it's delicious, but the salad is so tough. It's a dumpling. It's wrapped with
啊，
bamboo
这沙拉
leaves.
太硬，他连粽子叶都吃。
So he was eating
那是
the
沙拉，
the wrap, as
国
well
情不同，
the
难
wrapper.
免都会有一些。
So different customs, different cultures, So this kind of thing is unavoidable.
那清明节呢，也是很大的日子。
And the
清明时
tomb
节
sweeping
雨纷纷
festival,
路
or
上
Ancestors
行
Day.
人欲断魂。
So
借问
during the
酒
tomb
家何
sweeping
处去？
festival,
牧童遥指
this
杏花
rain
村。
showers is
清明时
everywhere.
节雨纷纷。其实我们华人的清明节已经过了吧？
It's a poem that I
已经过
missed.
了。
And it's
不过他们
passed.
这
The
边
Ancestors
是
Day has passed for
星
Chinese,
期才过，
but
他们西人
here they're
清明节。
celebrating it on Memorial Day, Monday.
不过这几天也刚好下雨。
And it's raining this few days. It happened.
其实夏天已经到了，
Actually, summer should be here.
还是蛮凉爽的。
But in Seattle,
大
it's
家
still
注意
nice and
一
cool.
下自己身体的健康。
So please take care of
最
your
近
own
这
health.
个COVID-19 呢，还是没有消除掉，
Because up till now, COVID-19 is not completely gone.
的受困。
There are
很多
still
国家
people,
很多
there are
人
still many countries, many people be
也
bothered
避
by
免
it.
被
Oh.
感染。
So please try to avoid being infected.
我是希望免受这个病毒之苦。 病毒
So
的
I
确
hope
是很
that
苦，
you
他们
don't suffer
得到
from
了
the
就
virus.
咳嗽，
If they got
喉咙不舒
infected,
服，
they would cough,
如同好
sore
像说
throat.
得到的时候听他们
When
讲，好像
they
喉咙好像刀在
got
割
it,
一样，
I
很
heard
痛，
them say that
而且
it's
咳个不停。
very painful in the sore throats, very painful and coughing continuously.
这个吃了一颗药就可
I
以
hope
好。
that they would invent a drug that can cure it
吃了一颗药就
immediately.
可以好。另外呢，也发明一种那个
And
可以完全免疫的，也吃了一颗，一
also
年只要吃了一颗，
invent
就一整年都
something
可以免疫。
that would give us immunity for the whole
赶快
year.
发明出来，
So just by taking it
这
once,
是我
that we will be immune for
大
the whole
家
year.
的希望，
This is the
也
hope
是我
of
们每一个
everybody.
人的这个期望。每一个人都希望过正常
We
的
hope
生
that
活，
we can live a normal life
不要
again,
每天看到的都是蒙面大喜。
so that we don't always see masked people,
这种日子不
masked
好过
faces.
有
That's
时候
not
很多同
so
门来
much
了，
fun.
每个人戴口罩，
Sometimes there are many disciples coming,
一戴口罩就剩下
and
2个
because
眼
they are
睛，
wearing masks and only 2
几乎
eyes
每一个人都
showing,
差不多。
so they all look similar. Otherwise, I would have recognized them.
祈求准提佛母，帮
So
助
we
众
pray
生，
to Jundi Buddha Mother to help the people,
以你的金刚力，能够
that by your
废
Vajra
除所
power,
有的病毒，
you can push
让大
away
家
all
身体
the
都健康。
virus so that everyone is healthy.
我们先讲这个一则笑话吧。
Let me share some jokes
小
first.
明跟爸爸讲，
Xiaoming told his
Papa.
dad,
明天有时间啦，
Dad, do you have time
学校
tomorrow?
说要开一个
The school said that they're going to arrange a small-scale PTA meeting, parent-teacher meeting. And Dad asked him, what does it mean in small scale? Oh, that's only you, me, and the teacher, the class teacher. That's small scale. The patient asked the nurse, how long will I live? How much time do I have? And the nurse replied, well, you have to ask the Yama king. And the patient said, can I go to God? And the nurse replied, I don't know. You have to ask God. And the patient asked, aren't you angels? We often refer to the nurse as the white, the angels clothed in white. And the nurse replied, oh, we just in the delivery business, but not in the judgment. Now we'll get on to the topic, the main topic, Q&A. Question from Malaysia by Lianhua Hua Guo. Homage to the Guru Buddha. Grandmaster, in the Living Buddha or Dharma King Lian Sung's book number 63, The Ultimate Secrets of True Buddha Tantra, in an article called On the Yidam Practice of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, you wrote in point 9, use the yidam that is enshrined at your own altar for visualization. First, visualize your heart chakra to transform into a mundus, which shines forth a ray of white light to the sky. This transforms into a self-nature, Kuan Yin or Avalokitesvara. Her body is white and she's wearing celestial garments embellished with all sorts of ornaments. She is seated on a lotus throne and she looks kind, compassionate, and magnificent, radiating boundless pure white light. You may also visualize the 6-syllable mantra, syllables luminously revolving around the Bodhisattva. My question is, what is the difference between Avalokitesvara, just a regular, ordinary Avalokitesvara, and self-nature Avalokitesvara? So what is the difference between self-nature, Kuan Yin, Avalokitesvara, and just the ordinary Avalokitesvara? So you visualize using the yidam that is enshrined at your own altar. Then you visualize your heart area transform into a light that is like a moon. So a mundus, which beams a ray of white light to the sky. And this transforms into a self-nature Kuan Yin. with the white body and wearing celestial garments embellished with all sorts of ornaments. She is seated on the lotus throne and she looks kind, compassionate, and magnificent, radiating boundless pure white light. And you may also visualize the 6-syllable mantra syllables revolving around the Bodhisattva. But the question is, what is the difference between self-nature Guan Yin and just the regular Guan Yin? This visualization method, this is how we visualize in our Guan Yin Yidam practice. I know, this is written in my book. It's written here. Book number 63, Ultimate Secrets of True Buddha Tantra. But this is how we practice it. So the practice procedure of True Buddha Foundation is also this way. So the self-nature Guan Yin and the ordinary Guan Yin. So let me ask him a question. What is your ordinary Guan Yin? So I am asking Dharma brother Luo Guo Hua from Malaysia, how does your ordinary Guan Yin look? Because I don't know what is ordinary Guan Yin. What does ordinary Guan Yin look? Because he was asking the difference between ordinary Guan Yin and self-nature Guan Yin. But this question is strange because in Tantrayana, you rely on one main deity or yidam as your reliance. So in your Dharma practices, you rely on this yidam to start your practices. And it's written very clearly here. Use the yidam that is enshrined on your altar for your own visualization. So whatever Guan Yin you have, then you visualize that Guan Yin. Her face, her eyes, her eyebrows, her nose, her mouth, lips, and her outfit, her ornaments. So your ordinary Guan Yin is according to the Guan Yin that you have. Otherwise, Guan Yin has myriad manifestations. There are so many different looks of Guan Yin. When we chant the hiking Guan Yin or Vimalakirti Sutra, there are the hiking Vimalakirti and also all the way to the observantly minded Avalokitesvara, and you don't normally see them. So, what are they? They're all different.
就是在日本 Kyoto 就京都了，33间，里面有高王观世音菩萨提到的4个观世音菩萨。
In Japan, at the temple there, they have the 4 Avalokitesvara or Guan Yin there. The 4 Guan Yin, which is the great wisdom Guan Yin, the observant Guan Yin, the noble Guan Yin, and expansively minded Guan Yin. In Kyoto, the 33 temple or court temple, they have these 4 different Guan Yins. But Guan Yin has a myriad, countless manifestations. And the Guan Yin that you enshrine at home, they're all different. There are so many different ones. And in Tibet, they have the 4-armed Guan Yin or Chenresik. That's the primary one there. The one typically worshipped by Tibetans. And typically speaking, in the Middle Kingdom, we don't have the 4-armed Guan Yin. And ours here is holding the nectar vase, a white robe Guan Yin, red Guan Yin. There are many different colors. They're all transformations. The fish basket Guan Yin, the Guan Yin from South Sea. So many of them. And I also have the jade maiden Guan Yin. So many different forms. So the so-called self-nature Guan Yin is based on the Guan Yin that you have at your own altar. What does self-nature mean? It means it manifests from your own heart, mind. So Guan Yin or Avalokitesvara that manifests from your own heart chakra. So it's the same with the one at your altar. So although she has myriad manifestations, but they all have the same nature. So you can visualize them all to be the same, but they just look different. There's also the Guan Yin with the great master of humans and devas, and that is Jundi Buddha Mother.
其实大准提佛母也叫天人丈夫观音，是吗？
So is that true that Jundi Buddha Mother is also called this the master of humans and devas? Is that right? Please check. Nobody dare to answer.
也就18所了，18所。以前我
With
们小时
18
候就
arms.
讲，但是十八基础观音，18所观音。
So when we were little, we referred to her as the 18-armed Guan Yin.
对不对？
Is that right?
对呀。
That is correct. Yes.
大准提佛母也是观音系列的。
So Mahajundi Buddha Mother also belongs to the Guan Yin system. of family. So there's so many, you know, Mahapratisara, Avalokitesvara, they are countless. Wow. All the Kuan Yin. These are the 33 manifestations of Kuan Yin. With willow branch, with the dragon head, and vase holding, a white robe Kuan Yin, on the lotus, bestowing medicine, with fish baskets.
清净观音、威德观音、延命观音、众宝观音、严护观音、能净观音、阿住观音、阿摩提观音、夜依观音、琉璃观音、多罗观音、合力观音、六十观音、普悲观音、马郎观音、合掌观音、一如观音、不二观音、慈莲观音、洒水观音。
And showering nectar of Manideva.
好多观音啊
There are so many different Kuan Yin.
你看
uncountable.
印象里面还没有天人丈夫观音。
And of the 33 manifestations, they didn't even include the Jundi.
所以自信观音，也就是你信仰的那一尊的观世音菩萨。
self-nature Kuan Yin means the Kuan Yin that you worship,
让你自己
believe in.
由你的心里面所显化出来的观音形象。
So it's the manifestation of Kuan Yin that comes from your own heart as the method of your spiritual cultivation, and that's called the Kuan Yin Yidam practice or deity yoga. I heard that Aolong Kuan Yin is the most incredible. With the Aolong is like a legendary beast because it's very ferocious. So only Avalokitesvara Kuan Yin can subdue it. So she's standing on it. And also of those 33 manifestations, they didn't include the 1,000 eyes, 1,000 arms Avalokitesvara or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And she's the same as the Buddha. And 11-face Kuan Yin, 9-face Kuan Yin. There are so many of them. The answer is that your heart matches with the Yidam that you enshrine. So by visualizing the Kuan Yin that you enshrine, and it's manifested from your heart, and then since your Yidam is Kuan Yin, in the future you yourself will also become Kuan Yin. That's what it means. It's just one and not two. In your own light, the Kuan Yin that appears within your circle of light is the same as the Kuan Yin that's enshrined outside. They're all the same, with the same nature, only with different functions. That's the answer to Luo Hua Guo from Malaysia.
在一个夏天的晚上，有两只萤火
On a summer night, there are two fireflies who are circling freely in the sky. And then one of the firefly asked the other one, "Oh, what happens to your light?" And he said, "Oh, it was embarrassed and said, "Oh, I farted, so I extinguished my light." So Dr. A told Dr. B, "I've been practicing for so many years, and all the patients that I have worked with were all gone with contentment." So which department do you belong? Oh, it's hospice. Of course, they're all gone. With contentment. Ming asked his dad, "When you were little, did you ever lie?" And Dad answered, "Yes, of course." And Ming asked again, "Whom did you lie to?" "Of course, your grandparents." "Why did you lie?" And Dad replied, "When I skipped classes, or get into a fight, didn't finish my homework, I would lie." And Ming replied, "Oh, congratulations, Dad. You have a successor now." It turned out that Ming is the same. Okay, now we will talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. Chapter 1, Buddha verse. "Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was in the Amra garden in the city of Vaisali, accompanied by 8,000 great monks, 32,000 bodhisattvas, and the assembly." And I talked about the great monks or great bhikkhus last Sunday at the Rainbow Temple. Actually, great bhikkhus mean many things. There are many things that are needed to be called a great bhikkhu. Last Sunday, I said that a great bhikkhu have to abide by the precepts purely. Last Sunday, I said that all the precepts determined by the Buddha have to be kept by a great bhikkhu. It is already quite difficult to abide by the precepts. And there are other meanings too to the great bhikkhus, not just by abiding by the precepts, not just keeping the precepts. The precepts determined by the Buddha are very different nowadays. In ancient India, during the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, everybody begged for alms. So Great bhikkhus also mean you go for alms. And nowadays, that doesn't exist anymore. Nowadays, if you're ordained, and then you say if you live in America and then you go from door to door asking for alms, they would know what it means. I don't know. What are you doing here? They don't know what you're asking. So it's different. But they retain Sakyamuni Buddha's rules in Thailand. Thailand is the country where most precepts have still been maintained. So many ordained people in Thailand still go for alms. But other than Thailand, where else? It's hard in other countries.
您哪说这个我们在这个 United States American Seattle Redmond City， 你说我到 Redmond City 去托钵。
In Redmond City, and I would take the bowl like this.
到人家门口啊，那一枪把你击。
And you knock on somebody's door and you would be shot. You're trespassing my property and bringing such a thing. And there would be a gunshot. It's best not to take the risk.
不过大比丘就是这样子，那时候他们不也有一个戒律。
But back then, they also had the precept that they don't cook for themselves.
就是说，没有自己煮东西的，
So they don't cook for themselves. They go for alms begging.
可以去比较有钱的地方去化。
Of course, you can go
食物会供养你好吃一点。
to a wealthier area, then the food would be better.
到那个专门找那个贫穷的化，这个有两个差别。
Or you can especially go to the poor area. There's this difference between Ananda and Subhuti. And they went especially to wealthy households. So Ananda ate until he became like, who's the heaviest here? Master Lian Yang. Is the biggest.
绵羊上师这个样子，阿难就吃得很胖，为什么？
So Ananda was very big because he always went to wealthy families for alms. So great bhikkhus has, the term great bhikkhus have the connotation of alms begging. But Mahakashyapa especially went to poor households for alms begging. So there's the difference. Ananda went to the wealthiest one, and Mahakashyapa went to the poorest ones. And they met Vimalakirti, the great master Vimalakirti. And Mahakashyapa looked like Lian Xu. very skinny and just bony. And Ananda was as fat as this. So, because poor families don't have much food to offer, right? So that's the alms begging. So a great bhikkhu would take the alms bowl to beg for food. And they all encountered Vimalakirti, and Vimalakirti told Mahakashyapa, "You're wrong." And he also told Ananda, "You're wrong." Why? Because you still have a mind of discrimination. A spiritual cultivator should just go with the flow. So you just eat whatever is given to you. You don't want to have the intention to go to the poorest ones, because Mahakashyapa's intent by begging from the poor families is that he wanted to dedicate the merit of his ordination to them, so that they would, because by them giving something, they would gain more merits and become rich in the future lives. But Ananda's intent was that by asking from wealthy families, then it's no burden for them. But if you ask from the poor people, then it would be, they would become even poorer. But Vimalakirti said that these two have a mind of discrimination, and they're both wrong. So you should go for alms naturally and spontaneously. Wherever you go, that's your affinity. You don't want to intentionally go for either the wealthy or the poor. So in alms begging, you just go with the flow or naturally. So this is mentioned in the Vimalakirti Sutra. So this is one of the meanings of the great bhikkhus. But nowadays it's different. Whether it's Seattle Temple or Rainbow Temple, they have private food or personal food. I heard that they have their own fridge in their own room that cannot be used by any other people. Or one person having 2 fridges, or there's also someone with 3 fridges, and they cook for themselves for their own food. And they also have personal food for themselves. But we have a cafeteria, a public dining hall, so you should go eat there. Because for ordained people, it's like a shared community. Because we have a dining hall, you should eat there. This is a rule. And you eat your own food, you buy your own food, you cook yourself and eat it yourself. That's all violating the precepts. And eat your own food. This is not allowed. We should have stricter rules in the future. So if you have a dining hall, everybody should follow the rules and eat there. And alcohol is prohibited. You cannot drink alcohol. That's not allowed. If you,
酒都不可以的，以前佛陀制定的戒律太严。
especially if you get drunk, that's violating the precept. You cannot even touch alcohol. This is very strict rule specified by the Buddha. If you were to serve someone alcohol, you would live without hands for 500 lifetimes. Now it's different. If you just drink tiny little bit of alcohol, like medicinal alcohol, to help you sleep, according to Grandmaster, it's okay. So you have to eat by the clock. So you have to eat during the meal times. So you cannot eat while watching TV, or you snack while doing something or working. So you cannot eat at other times than meal times. So the rules are very strict. So one of the qualifications to be a great bhikkhu is to go for alms. And next, this is a part of the precepts. A great bhikkhu has broken, has destroyed the afflictions. So once you ordain, you have the four emptiness. By shaving the hair, when in ordination, when we shave the hair, we would chant that from now on we are shaving away all the afflictions, that you have no more afflictions from then on. But that's not, in reality, that's not the case. So a great bhikkhu has destroyed the afflictions, all afflictions. And affliction is also a kind of Mara. There are four kinds of Maras. Strictly speaking, many kinds, but we divide it into four. One is the Mara of death, and the Mara of afflictions. So afflictions also Mara, and celestial Mara, and Mara due to the five aggregates. And we can say your desire for food, sex, fame, wealth, sleep. So you have to have destroyed the Mara of afflictions, because if you are afflicted, it's impossible for you to enter meditation. If you still have afflictions, that means you don't have enough wisdom. Mundane beings all have afflictions, but ordained people should not have any afflictions. If you're still afflicted, then you're not qualified to be a great bhikkhu or great monk. So, strictly speaking, the masters should not have any afflictions. And once you're ordained, should not have any afflictions. So are you still worried about your children because you were married before ordination? If you're still worried about them, about your loved ones, or your children, those are all afflictions. Then you have not broken them or destroyed them.
大比丘只有什么？唯一的，你要证悟空性。
So The only thing for great bhikkhu is to attain the empty nature, anuttara samyak sambodhi. So the only thing, they have to enter into empty nature. Otherwise, why are you ordained? You might as well live a mundane life. All great bhikkhus are ordained. If you have afflictions, what are you afflicted about? Money? Money is unrelated to you. You're afflicted about fame and name. Those are unrelated to you. Or about your looks. And you still tattoo your eyebrows or your blush on your cheeks. You can tattoo the... We have a master who has like a blush on the cheeks, but that's because of tattoo. And she went to Brazil for it. And someone asked her, how come your face is always so nice looking and flushed? And she replied that that's due to my spiritual cultivation, but actually she had them tattooed in Brazil. So it's so red like the buds of a monkey. And she went to Malaysia, and the Reverend Lien Sui asked her. She said it was due to training, but actually that was tattoo, so she was trying to lie. She lied. Do you know who that was? That's XX, the ghost witch. Bi Zi was the one who tattooed her. And she told that person, the master told that person, never tell anybody, but she did anyway. So we all know now. And she said she got it through practice, that she looks so nice because of practice. But she's like Ming who lies. So that's the precept of lying. So you should not be like that. So a great bhikkhu has no afflictions about wealth, looks, fame, food, sleep are unrelated to them. And all the five aggregates, perceptions, volitions, actions, they're all broken. And also afflictions, they all have been destroyed. You know, you're not worried about your own family or children or whoever. We're just helping them. But as far as their destinies, you just walk your own path. They're totally unrelated to me. Like for Lu Hong, Jaden, and Lu Jun, Jin, we just want to help them and guide them based on our experience. But how are you going to walk your path? That's up to you. Those are unrelated to your grandpa or my own children, Fo Qing and Fo Qi. How you will be in the future, whether you go to heaven or coming down, it's unrelated to me. I'm just helping you. Those are unrelated to me. And even the closest one is unrelated to me. That the man practices and receives his own, and the woman practices and receives her own. So the birds of a flock each flies different ways, their own ways, totally unrelated to each other. So you maintain the luminosity of your own heart yourself. That's all. And all your surrounding is completely unrelated to you. And only a great bhikkhu can be like that. No afflictions, wealth and money. It's only for the world, cannot be brought with you. All your assets, properties are unrelated to you. None of these afflictions.
还有名你将来生活中会怎么样
And name. How will Buddha school be in the future? Are you worried about it? The school is unrelated to you or to me. I founded Buddha school, that's right. But how about the future? I don't care. I just guide everybody to come to Buddha school and to study and practice. Well, but if you don't, I don't care. Whether you come or not, you just live around here, but you don't come to listen to the Dhamma teaching, I don't care. I don't mind your business. Whether you come or go. If you come, oh, welcome, please be seated. But if you go, okay, have your way. Only this is a great bhikkhu. So a great bhikkhu has these connotations about it. Has destroyed all kinds of afflictions. You want to live with self-mastery. That's a great bhikkhu. You keep the pure precepts. You destroy the afflictions. Only this way you would become an arhat. If you're not like this, then you're just a mundane being. You might as well live a mundane life. Live a secure life, secular life. Even if you all go back to mundane lives, go ahead. It's none of my business, unrelated to me. There is nothing or not one thing that is related to me. I just mind my own luminous Buddha nature. You want to learn all this, and only this is a great bhikkhu. As for destroying Mara, there's one more meaning about the great bhikkhu, is that a great bhikkhu has to destroy Mara. There are 4 kinds of Mara. The Mara of afflictions, which I just explained, and Mara of death. Is the Mara of death related to you? No, it's unrelated. Why? Why are you afraid of death? Are you still scared of dying? Every single person will die, no exception. So Mara of death, let it come, let it go. And Mara of the 5 aggregates. So looks, perception, volition, action, and consciousness. So your look, your conduct, your thoughts. So as long as you maintain the radiance of your self-nature, then you have no more desire, none of this. And then the celestial Mara.
要破掉天魔很难。
It's very difficult to destroy the celestial Mara because they would distract you, disturb you, and destroy your wisdom life. And you hold the notion that everything is empty, so that even if you're a celestial Mara, that's also empty nature, no self. So you utilize the emptiness to counter Mara, then all Mara will be gone. Because the Mara too is also emptiness. One time Milarepa returned to his cave where he practiced, and inside the cave there was a Mara, or demon Mara. And Milarepa had used all kinds of ways to get rid of Mara. I could not. So he thought of the teaching of Marpa, that Mara is also emptiness. So he entered into his cave and Mara disappeared. So there are 4 meanings to a great bhikkhu. One is that he goes for alms begging. Second, he destroys affliction. Third, he destroys the Mara. And fourth, he abides by the pure precepts. This is a great bhikkhu or great monk. This few days I met a female shop owner and asked her, how is business now? Oh, it's harder. Yeah, this is Chinese only. Watching the shop, or watching a widow, like becoming a widow is easier. Yeah, this is a play of words of Chinese. Another joke about the pandemic. Someone said, oh, I'm confirmed because I'm Yang Guo. This is also play of words of Chinese. Yang Guo is the name of a person. Someone said, I was infected again. And this is also the play of words of Chinese names. Like positive. Someone said, I got it 9 times. Oh, this is all play of words of Chinese. And a woman said, this is also another play of words of Chinese.
我练的是九阴真经，没超风。这2个我就不认得了。
And 2 more names.
我快筛阴性，解革，我是阴离，那是谁啊？阴离。 啊， 阴离，这个看武侠小说的才知道。连床很多武侠小说他都看过。
This is from the Kung Fu novels.
连床上次看武侠小说。
Master Lian Chuan has read so many Kung Fu novels. He's number one in this.
我确诊达到检测能量的最上限。我是杨顶天。杨顶天是谁啊？教主啊！哦，杨顶天，明教教主。这个笑话也是亏得他讲得出来，这个是厉害，真的是武侠小说看好多。
They could tell us jokes. They must have read lots of Kung Fu novels.
这也是一个确诊的笑话哈。
Another joke about being infected.
所以我现在出门都选择中午出门。
Yeah, since it's another Chinese thing.
早晚会得到，中午就不会得到。有一个里长问小朋友：“小朋友这么晚了，你一个人在外面干什么？”小孩子讲：“爸爸妈妈在吵架。”里长又问了：“真是不像话。”
Someone asked the kid, "Why are you outside when it's so late?"
小孩子讲。
And because my parents are fighting. And so how come they're fighting so late and let the little kid outside by himself? Yeah, I don't know. That's what they're fighting for.